I'm originally from Belgium. Okay, I'm born in Belgium, and my family, we were in the chocolate business. So we were 1911. That's why you have 1911 on the wall. So originally, my family we were brewers, and that goes back to 1850. And then when chocolate became a popular item in Europe, my great grandfather, he saw the chocolate craze coming up, and he decided to get into the chocolate business. And so that's he sent his two sons to Paris to learn the trade of chocolate making, and that's how my family started in 1911. I speak about a very small town, 2,500 people. So our house was literally across the street of the chocolate factory. So it has been always been part of my life as a childhood. It was our playground. We smelled chocolate the whole day because the factory was there. And we are even born, all the kids of my brother and all the siblings are born at home. And so it was always part of our daily life, the chocolate activity. My dad, coming home, smelling chocolate and bringing home chocolate. So it was there all the time. So in 1980, my mother sold the business, and that's when I decided to start my own. I studied for engineer. I'm an electromechanical engineer. So, but I wanted to stay in the chocolate business, so I did an apprenticeship. I worked in the summer holidays. I would work in the factory, do all kinds of jobs. But then when we sold the business, I wanted to do an apprenticeship. I did that, and then I decided to come to Canada and start my business. And so in 1983, what's nearly 42 years ago, I opened my shop on 17th Avenue, and that was during a time that actually the economy was in a terrible shape because it was a national energy policy in 1983. Interest rates were sky high. Interest rates were over 20%. People don't realize that, but so in any case, the time economically, the timing was terrible. But ultimately, surprise, people came to the shop, and I had literally lineups, opening up, and so it was people really embraced the whole thing, and so it really went very well. So I had that business for 27 years. Then during the recession in 2010, the financial crisis, I lost my business, unfortunately, and I had to start all over again. So I did that in 2010. I lost my business in August 2010, and I started again in December 2010. In a very small, it was a landlord used an old sandwich shop in way south, and I opened there, and I got going, and people followed me because I had a very good following after 27 years. A lot of people trusted me in the quality, like they trusted when I was behind it. They assumed that the quality would be very good, and I delivered that, and people followed me, and that's how I got going. It was very difficult because I had no financial means anymore because I lost everything. I lost my house and everything, so I had no financial backbone. So it had been a very difficult, basically 15 years. To get going. So it's only in the last 3-4 years that we really started getting going. I always compare the best way to compare it. We are like a chef in a kitchen. Yes. Okay. So a chef in a kitchen, what does he do? He chooses his suppliers. Certain things he might do himself, but he chooses suppliers. He has a knowledge. And also he has an attitude, like, you can be a chef, but you can be a chef of a terrible quality restaurant, or you can be a chef of a top-notch quality. So it's a frame of mind. It's like to see what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And so it's a knowledge-based, the ingredients that you choose And ultimately, like you say, you have to always come up with new things. That's part of it. The creativity, and it's always part of it. And so I had to reinvent myself. But now I have people that have been with me for a long time. So I have now a lot of my team members that come up with ideas, and they come up and create things. And that's great. That's great. I really like that. That's really teamwork. It's not a one-man show. It's like, the company has people that have creative minds too, and they are part of the team, and they come up with suggestions and ideas. And like the whole Dubai idea, I didn't come up with that. The whole Dubai craze came up through a chocolate maker in Dubai that created that bar, chocolate bar, using a local ingredient, kataifi, what is shredded wheat, toasted in the oven or in an air fryer, and then mixed with pistachios. And so I put some tahini in it, sesame oil, some don't, but it's pistachio and kataifi. That's kind of the key ingredients. And it went on TikTok and it went crazy. I just came back from a trade show in Germany, and the amount of people that were selling Dubai bars was crazy. So in any case, Karen came up with the idea to do that, and so we started doing that bar, and we couldn't keep up. Like, we keep on running out. It's super popular, and it's still now. And so with our chocolate, the YYC Chocolate Festival, she said, like, why don't we make as an entry? Why don't we do the Dubai hot chocolate? Yes. And so that's what we did. So I kind of worked on that. So it has the creativity in the business is actually fun. I do birthday parties for children. I did one on Saturday, and so I had 12 children, 7 years old, and I said to them, in this birthday party, there are no rules. And they look at me and they say, like, there are no rules. You can do whatever you want. And you know what? It's amazing what these children come up with. Yeah, I let them, here is white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and inclusions, and they come up with things. They make beautiful stuff, and that's great. So that's the creativity. The creativity of the business is great. As much as you can, because don't forget, chocolate is something that doesn't grow here. That's one thing. It's a tropical plant. It grows around the equator, so obviously we are not close to the equator here, and so it comes from different countries. And but for example, dairy products, like we use a lot of dairy products in our business, like cream and butter. So we use local dairy products from a local farmer that delivers every week, and then other things, whatever we can. But like nuts, we don't grow nuts here, so a lot of the things we can't, but otherwise we do as much as we can. Yeah. It's different things. It's like the range that of products that you make, the quality, because a lot of people say, like, we make top quality. You see on TV, I mean, every brand of chocolate brand that you're gonna see in the grocery store, they're gonna see we make the best chocolate bar in the world. It's a lot of marketing in the business, but we mean it. We really search for quality. We really use top quality ingredients, like in whipping cream. We buy whipping cream that's $14 a liter. You can buy whipping cream that's $5 a liter. Yeah. Okay. So do you have to do that? The people taste the difference, not always, but my reputation is based on that. The customers expect that I will do things like that. I've been doing that 42 years. And if you really want to build a reputation, you have to do what you preach. I'm very convinced that the learning aspect of the whole business never stops. It's, a lot of people assume that I know everything. Well, I don't. I really don't. So it's an ongoing learning process. Like well, on my travel, I just went to Germany. On the airplane, I read about chocolate. I read about chocolate, and I learned a lot of things. And I'm convinced that you stop learning when you're in your graveyard. But people that are really quality minded, they focus on that. It's if you're really quality minded, you want to learn more. As a lot of people, they are really not interested in that. It's like the money aspect. That is their main motivation. Actually, I was reading a second book in my travel, and it's basically it was my little boys play soccer. It's the mind of an athlete. And in that book was an interesting portion, and it said you have the players, their main focus is to win medals or to win trophies. But then the other players are the ones that really enjoy playing. Their main focus is to get better, to play better. It's not like being the best. That's not your main goal. It's like you want to learn, you want to get better, you want to find better ingredients, you want to work with better suppliers, etc. etc. Learn new techniques because there's always new stuff coming. Today the big challenge, and everybody is in the same boat. Everybody in the chocolate industry is the cocoa prices have skyrocketed in the last 2 years. They have fourfolded. 2 years ago, a ton of cocoa beans was $2,600, and I think a couple of weeks ago it was $12,000. So that's a challenge. There's a shortage of supply, so people deal with that. Things like that. That's a challenge that everybody is experiencing. Everybody that's in the chocolate business, and everybody find different solutions. Some people have more sugar in it, right? It's cheap, right? Some people add more clean inclusions in it because, and when you add inclusions, you take chocolate out, right? You put cheap inclusions in. People make the bars smaller and shrinkflation, right? That's what they call shrinkflation. So there's all kinds of tricks to work around it. We don't want to do that. We want to still sell a good quality product. So we don't change on that. We had to raise the price because ultimately we had no choice to do that. Or you cut down on the quality, or you have to raise the price. And if you explain that to the people, they understand that. Generally, in that whole industry, the farmers are always the ones that get the least money. And now at least they're gonna make some more money, and they're gonna make a decent living. Chocolate is a commodity. It's sold as a commodity market. So we work with a company that pays the farmers directly, and so the farmers get more money. And it's important that we pay attention to that these people don't live on the edge of the poverty, right? I mean, they are all very, very small operations, so they don't have really a way to defend themselves. And so it's important that we pay some attention to that. And yes, we're gonna pay a little bit more money for chocolate, but ultimately you make lives of millions of people much better. Well, it's hard to say what you're gonna do in 20 years from now, but the thing is, we continue to build the brand. We definitely want to expand the retail portion of it, because in our industry, when you go high end, a lot of the experience is it's that the experience of it, like sitting down, having our chocolate, see the production, do things like that. So I think the expansion will be a lot on the retail side, but at the same time we sell wholesale too. It goes hand in hand, in my opinion. because in our industry we are basically a manufacturer. The manufacturing. A lot of people think we are. They have some idealistic idea about chocolate, but ultimately we are a production unit. We are a manufacturing business, and the economy of scale plays a role to that. And if you have your retail increase, and at the same time you do wholesale, you increase the volume. You have more buying power, and you can make your production more streamlined, and then ultimately it affects the bottom line quite dramatically. So it's a growth. We are not pushing it. It's more a natural growth. We know that we have to do more marketing. That's one point that we haven't done it, but we were limited in our financial resources. But now things are growing, so we plan to do more of that, and then we will definitely grow more. And our year is so far so good. So once we are able to do more marketing, but to say like how much volume we will do, I don't know. But I know that there's certain pieces of equipment we want to buy to make it more efficiently, etc. But you do it as you grow. You do it stepwise. So I don't push it. We want to do it right. Keep the quality. That's number one. Keep the quality, and if you keep the quality, you will grow. My father always said it in his business. I was in Belgium, he didn't push the growth, but he kept on making good quality product, and then ultimately there will be a demand for it. I think the key thing in our business is to make a good quality product at a reasonable price.
Okay.
I always tell the same story to everybody. There's a difference between Rolls-Royce or Mercedes. Rolls-Royce makes 4,000 cars a year. That's it. Mercedes makes 2 million cars a year. And it's really that line fair to, if you go to the absolute top notch, you have such a small market that, then the whole aspect of the efficiency, make it on a larger scale, doesn't work anymore. And, charging $5 for a truffle, that's such a restricted market that that doesn't make sense anymore to me. And I don't believe in that. I believe in making a top quality product, make it at a reasonable price, that you have a much larger customer base. That you cannot do certain things. Like, I give you an idea. In the beginning, we wrapped chocolate bars by hand, one by one. But you have to, it's part of the cost, it's a cost to wrap it by hand, costs money. But you have to charge the customer for your inefficiency, right? Because you are doing it by hand, it costs $1 a piece. And if you do it by machine, it costs 5 cents a piece. And it's simply, there's a lot of little aspects like that. Because the chocolate doesn't change. It's exactly the same chocolate bar. But one is wrapped by hand, one is wrapped by machine. And then you can pass on that efficiency to the customer. Because instead of having to sell your chocolate bar at $10, now you can sell it at $5. But it's the same chocolate bar, it's the same quality. So there's lots of things, technical things in the production that can change a lot, that makes it much more efficient. Because a lot of people ask me when I go and do sometimes public speaking, or I do tours, etc. And losing a business, losing your house, etc. That's all a big deal. That is hard on a family, etc. But if you're passionate in what you're doing and you love what you're doing, you can start again. You can start again. You can, you can rebuild your business, and you can do it better, because once you have done it, you have learned a lot, and you can do even a better job than you did before. And that's what I'm working on. My job is not finished yet, so I keep doing. Be active and change it. You know, you cannot sit and let the storm go over you. You have to be proactive and make decisions that you avoid the storm.